Things Podcast. Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest episode of the Needless Things Podcast, where we talk about toys, movies, music, and all manner of pop culture dorkery. I'm your host, Dave, and this is the second time I've had to record this intro because my Audacity program that I use to edit these things together, for some reason, cut me off 57 seconds into the first time that I did it, and I didn't realize it. And just talked for 10 minutes plus and wasn't recording. So that's always fun. Today's episode is a needless commentary on the 2013 Evil Dead, directed by Fede Alvarez. Mixed opinions on this movie. Some of the negative opinions come from people who haven't even seen it. And some of the negative opinions come from people like our pal Battle Cougar, who saw it once and were so resistant to the idea of an Evil Dead that didn't star star Bruce Campbell and was directed by Sam Raimi that they kind of didn't give it a chance. And look, believe me, I was in the same boat at first. If you go to needlessthingspodcast.com and look up my review of the 2013 Evil Dead, you can see that I sort of had to change my mind about it. I didn't love it at first like I do now. So it was an interesting time. We sat down. Aaron and Sean hadn't seen it at all. Me and Ryan were pretty firmly in the love it boat. Battle Cougar was firmly in the not loving it boat. And then our pal Derek, special sexy guest Derek Obscura from the Casket Creatures, who I think also was in the love it boat to start. So we've got three of us were in the love boat. Everybody else was kind of out to sea on this one. But by the time it was over, there was a consensus, and you'll find out what that is. Now, if you don't have a copy of Evil Dead, then you can go to needlessthingspodcast.com, click on that big old Amazon box in the top right corner, go in there, buy your copy, Blu-ray, DVD, whatever it is you need, and Needless Things gets a little bit of a kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Now, here's the deal. I'm sure some of you don't have it. I'm sure some of you haven't seen this movie because you're like, I'm not watching one. But it was done with the blessing of Bob Tappert, Sam Raimi, and Bruce Campbell. Like, they were on board with this thing. Give it a chance. If you saw it once and didn't like it, give it another chance. And then, if you still hate it, or if you watch it for the first time and hate it, go to the Needless Things Podcast Facebook group. Post in there. Normally, we try to keep it positive in there. I like to cultivate a nice, warm area of love and approval and sharing of cool things. But on this occasion, if we steer you wrong, if you watch this movie or watch this movie again and just hate it, go in there, let me know. But you got to join the group first. So Needless Things Podcast Facebook group. Get on that. Check it out. We talk about all kinds of nerd stuff in there, so join it if you haven't. Okay, another thing that I want to tell you about, this past weekend, I watched the entire 10-episode season of Lost in Space on Netflix. The revival, new version, I'm not going to use the term reboot because I really hate reboot because it's almost to the point now, well, one, it sounds stupid and usually isn't the right word for whatever it is they're talking about. But also, it's just a pejorative now. It's just a negative term, so I don't like to use it. But anyway, Lost in Space on Netflix. I thoroughly enjoyed all 10 episodes. I think it had some of the best pacing of any of the Netflix shows. I thoroughly enjoyed the characters. Penny was my favorite. But I felt like they did a really good job balancing the family interaction with the threats they had to deal with the overall story, with the backstory. Like, they really, whoever's running this show, whoever's making the decisions on the show is a master of their craft. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, oh, it's the greatest show of all time, or it's the greatest science fiction show of all time, because it's probably not. And I'm sure it will get a second viewing. Like, I know that. But it's just so darn solid the momentum is so good and the characters are used so well, and I bought everybody's motivations and what they were doing, and they all had foibles, but they weren't overwhelming to the point where you didn't like them or you got frustrated with them. Like, at the beginning of it, the dad seems kind of distant and weird, but then the story reveals what's going on there. I really loved the way the plot unfolded, both in the present of these characters' timelines and the way they filled in the backstory over the course of the series. 10 really well-paced episodes with a tremendous payoff at the end. I dug it. I really dug it. And as a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say, if they give it the right kind of treatment on Blu-ray, by which I mean decent extras and commentaries and whatnot, I would buy it and pick it up and definitely watch it again. And I haven't even done those with the Marvel ones. I don't even know which of the Marvel ones have come out on Blu-ray thus far. But I just, and you guys know, look, it would be easy for me to say, well, they're on Netflix, why would I need to buy them? But you know I'm not that guy. If there's something that I love, I want to have it. I want to own it. And when you throw in those extras like that, that makes it a no-brainer. So if Lost in Space gets the nice Blu-ray treatment that it should, I'll pick it up on Blu-ray for sure and have it in my house sitting on the shelf ready for me to watch whenever I want. And that is not something I can say. And here's the thing. I will say this. One of the reasons I might have enjoyed it as much as I did is I wasn't super stoked about it. When I was a kid, I loved the show, but I haven't watched it since then. And the movie from 91 or 2 or whenever the movie came out, the one with Joey in it, I loved the robot. Excuse me, the one with Heather Graham in it. I loved the robot. Like, I thought that design was really, really cool, even though it deviated so much from the original robot design. I liked it, and I thought it looked cool. But other than that, it did nothing for me. I didn't walk out of the theater or anything, but I didn't feel any urge to ever watch it again. As a matter of fact, I don't think I watched it again until maybe a few months ago when it was on HBO or something. Like, it happened to be on, and it was one of those deals, because now if you've got the Xfinity DVR, when a movie's on cable, a lot of times they'll give you the option to start it from the beginning. And I didn't even feel the need to do that. It was like half an hour into it, and I was like, I'm just going to leave this on and see if it's better than I remember. And it wasn't. It's not good. So don't bother with that. But definitely bother with the new Netflix version. If you didn't bother checking it out, or if it wasn't on your radar, like me, I didn't even know when it was hitting. It was a matter of, I had a little bit of spare time, and I was like, let me see what's on Netflix, and that popped up. I was like, oh crap, cool, I'm going to watch that. And I watched the first episode, and I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. Watched the second episode, and then had to go do something. I did a number of things this past weekend that I guess maybe I'm going to talk about on next week's episode. That might have to be how that goes down, because obviously I've got to talk about Blackheart Burlesque, but I also have to talk about meeting Weird Al, and it's too much. It's just too darn much for the intro for this week's episode, which is a needless commentary, so the episode itself is long enough as is. So next week, maybe I'll talk about those things. But anyway, for now, important things to remember from this intro. 1, go to needlessthingspodcast.com, click on the Amazon box, and go buy Evil Dead or whatever it is you need from Amazon. 2, check out Lost in Space. And 3, get ready to give the 2013 Evil Dead a chance with your pals, the Needless Commentators. So,
are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording. The fuck?
Making sure.
So it's our April Needless Commentary, and this thing is going to drop on 4/20. So initially we thought it'd be a real hoot to watch some stoner movie, and then we decided, you know what, that's a terrible idea. So instead we watched the Evil Dead. I'm not going to call it a remake because it's not really
Reboot. Reimagining.
I don't even know that it's a reboot. It's a
sequel.
Reimagining, reinterpretation of the old ancient story of the Kandarian demons and the leather skin-bound book.
I don't think I would have liked it if it was a remake.
No, you don't know. I mean, through the whole way, and that's the thing, is the continuity of this series is so crazy. But we haven't started yet for the listeners because I wanted to run through and introduce everybody real quick. Red Ranger, you had not seen this before.
I've not. No.
Surprising no one.
No. I wasn't born until 2015.
But you've seen the other ones.
But I've seen the other ones, yeah.
Aaron, you had not seen it before
Yeah,
either. But this isn't really your wheelhouse.
Right, like horror movies, like circa, like early 90s. I got desensitized to them as a child because I watched them so much, which is why I can only laugh at things like about meth pee now.
That's why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Something broke in your head.
A lot of things, bro.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Ryan?
I saw this movie at an early screening, and it was one of the most incredible experiences ever because I'm a huge fan of the series, and this movie completely blew me away throughout all expectations of what I thought was going to happen. And the guy next to me passed out in the movie, which really
That's tremendous.
Leads me to believe this is a fucked up movie. Because I don't know. Like, I'm just like, oh, man, that's crazy. But this guy next to me grabbed me and screamed, and his eyes rolled in the back of his head, and he went fucking out. And I had to get his friends and be like, dude, check on this guy. I think he's dead.
And for the listeners, it's during the scene you think it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, he was fucking out. And then he woke back up later in the movie, and I was like, hey, man, just keep your head down. You know, you're cool. Just, like, I had to, like, talk him through it. So I actually missed some shit on the first viewing because I was talking this guy through, like, not trying to stand up and leave because he was going to fucking pass out again.
That's great.
Did he have, like, another incident, too?
Well, yeah, he kept, like, he would look back up and then something more fucked up was happening. He's like, oh, and I'm like, stop looking at the screen. It's fine.
Put your head between
Maybe
your
you
knees,
should
take
go
some deep
next
breaths.
door and watch Up instead.
Reach into this popcorn bag.
And his friends were just laughing at him, which, I mean, I've done that with Sean, so I get it.
Well, I mean, anybody who's met Sean.
No, I mean, like a friend passing out and all you can do is laugh. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, like, they probably should have done something with him.
But you and I are basically on the same page on this one. Like, but even before this viewing, that it's just awesome and badass.
Fucking great. And I wish they had done another one. I would have been awesome with that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
When we start the movie, Battle Cougar, you were not on that same page, and we will once we get rolling, we'll discuss where you are now. But hey, welcome back.
Hi. So yeah, I've always loved the gore and the practical effects in this movie. I love. I saw it in the theater when it came out. I was really, really excited about this movie, and all, like, the hype and the build-up. And I had some mixed feelings after it. But I'm really glad that we watched it again. And we'll talk about how I feel.
We'll discuss.
Yeah,
we'll discuss. And finally, our extra special sexy guest at the far end of the room. Welcome back to the Phantom Zone, Mr. Derek Obscura.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here.
I wish we could have watched Things on this projector.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
Everything looks way more badass.
It deserves this kind of quality.
It does.
Absolutely. All right. So for those at home, put in your copy of the Evil Dead, the 2013 one. Don't watch the original, or you're going to be really fucking confused. 2013 Evil Dead. We are starting it now. So we were originally going to watch, like I said, some kind of stoner movie. Then we talked about doing a Mel Brooks movie. And just nothing felt quite right. And last night, I realized, if you're following the director, Fede Alvarez, on Instagram, he puts up some pretty cool stuff. But all day yesterday, he was putting up pictures from the production of this movie for the 5th anniversary. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I put one up as my cover photo. I got some comments back on it. And we kind of just decided, let's just watch this.
Yeah.
Even though there's no weed in it, it certainly does have a drug theme.
There's some smacks.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
Sound
Hey,
fun.
I hope everybody's enjoying the sweet-ass... I left that on intentionally so you could hear the new subwoofer down here in the Phantom Zone, everybody.
Well, you had it so that door slam, they know that that's where they should be.
I hope some of the
Sync it up.
listeners... Yeah, that's right. I hope some of the listeners just pooped a little bit. Because I just did when Ryan told me the sound was still on.
Trying to get us copyright infringed up in this place.
No, believe me, I've got... from time to time, I'll use some music I probably shouldn't use on the podcast, and I'll get the YouTube message like, hey, Bozo, this won't play in some countries, meaning any countries,
Yeah.
except maybe like the Ukraine. I think I've got a lot of listeners in the Ukraine
Totally.
from my
I'm sure.
YouTube posting.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I mean, why not?
So here we have some nice subversion of expectations, which is the fucking catchphrase of 2017. No, this movie didn't suck. It just subverted your expectations.
That's another podcast.
Is that a thing? I mean,
We'll
hey,
get
yeah,
that.
what is that?
Oh my gosh.
This is establishing some backstory.
Yeah.
This is
Kind of a new backstory for the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
it's kind of you don't know when, but it's definitely before.
Also, that looks like Ted Raimi a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
And I totally thought it was at first.
Yeah.
Turns out he's just a weird looking guy.
Oh, and we also should mention that our subtitle for this that we came up with is "Put that bitch in the cellar."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Put her in there, lock her away.
Or maybe if they do a sequel,
Maybe if they do an Evil Dead the musical for this one.
Yeah, put
There
that
you
bitch
go.
in the basement.
put that bitch in the cellar, get her down there right
New
away.
song coming soon.
Yeah. I really think that's definitely on the next Cat Scrooges album.
Yeah.
Put
When you
that
get
bitch
back
in
to
the cellar.
space, you're going to be like, we're going into the cellar.
So they got
Yeah.
these extras here, are what I think they tend to refer to as colorful locals.
Hey, Kentucky, how
There
are you
is
doing?
one.
That's
one
way
dude-
more West Virginia than
Weren't
Kentucky.
these guys
His eyes
like?
are real close together, and they're not on the same.
They're
like,
touching.
level
If
plane.
his eyes were any closer together, he'd be a cyclops.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, what's
I
up
think
with his
these
side
guys-
nose?
It doesn't actually project off of his face. It's just level.
Weren't
Yeah.
these guys
Yeah,
in
they
the
just got
oddities in
nostrils.
the WWF?
Look at it.
That ain't right.
Oh.
That shit ain't right.
Family tree ain't got no brains.
Now, what's going to be horrible is when we get some kind of feedback that, like, hey, actually,
That's my brother.
that guy is, he really looks like that. That's not makeup effects.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a very nice man. He's very active
Whatever.
in the
Listen,
community.
He's lovely.
Listen, you don't have to feel bad if you're dead inside.
He's very excited for his
This is
cousin
true.
James
I'm
Ellsworth.
sure he's a nice guy. Whatever.
So we've got the start here
Burn
is something
bitch.
that we didn't ever get in any of the other movies, not as explicitly anyway.
Yeah.
I know that that's some sort of an accelerant, but it looks like he's putting pee on her head.
Well,
Yeah, sometimes
that
that's what you got to
happens.
do.
Like maybe it's meth pee.
It-
Ryan thought there
You know,
was
it's gonna
pee
get
in my
him real
bottle
high.
was just ginger ale.
Yep.
Things look like pee.
It's Schweppes.
Daddy, please stop pouring pee on my face.
Sweat Canada Dry now. Hold on.
Here's how bougie my job is, or I guess the people at my job are, is there are two kinds of ginger ale in the vending machine. How fucking unnecessary is that?
Wow.
Because Schweppes isn't cutting it. You gotta have the Canada Dry. Ah.
I like how this just comes in hot right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
literally.
this is such a switch because you start off like, oh shit, girl gets attacked by some rednecks in the woods. Rednecks must be the bad guys. Nope.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Like, it's been so
Yeah.
long since the first time I've seen it that
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, she's a demon.
No,
but you're right. The first time you see this, you're like, oh my god, this is just some chick that they kidnapped.
It's that- it's
Yeah,
that-
he
that-
throws the sack over her
that's-
head and he's like, we got the bitch, and then they
That's
hit her with a
totally
gun.
what I thought was
It's
going on.
that wrong turn vibe.
Yeah, then,
There's
like-
one of them right there.
Yeah, no shit. Kablow.
And then you're like, oh shit, the dad's in the weird sex cult too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right in
by,
her head.
by the
That's a
way,
weird sex cult.
you are in for it.
West Virginia.
That's what that open was.
Yeah.
I love that font. The Cat Scrooges actually stole that font for several years.
We did.
'Cause
I
it's
like
awesome.
one.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing wrong with that.
October.
Yeah.
Because
You-
we had
no,
whole
you-
Evil Dead theme.
You paid homage to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paid homage to that font.
Yeah.
It's fair use.
That was.
They took it from us, actually. Yeah.
I think even
Yeah.
when we made our laminates, we had like the house,
Yeah.
Evil Dead house, and everything.
This is a really great shot right here, actually.
Well, the
Coming
whole
in
movie,
front
I mean,
of
the
us.
movie's
It's
shot
shot really
oh,
well.
Yeah, no,
beautiful.
from like a technical standpoint, this is a really well put together movie.
Nicole
Yeah.
was very
And-
serious, not sarcasm.
And no, it's a great shot, and the effects in this movie are phenomenal. Some of the best practical effects I've ever seen.
I would agree.
And
You know,
it's
these-
almost 100% practical.
And these days, you don't often look at something and go, how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah, and there's several
Because so
points.
much of it is CG and visibly CG, but in this, you're back to that feeling of being a kid that got some weird movie
So,
from Blockbuster
This
going.
is that.
Yeah.
I never realized that's the river that they
overflows.
refer back to later.
Yeah.
And also, like we were talking about, is this the same cabin or not? It's it's the same cabin.
it is. It totally is.
Swing
They
right there.
rebuilt. Yeah.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it's, and then you've got the car outside.
And the
This
shack,
is the same
yeah.
cabin. They just you
It's all
got to
shed.
assume that they acquired this at some point after the events of the first couple movies.
Yeah,
first
that's what
movie,
we were
second
like,
movie, whatever.
and possibly
Well-
what drove the mother.
I would go even further and say that you just have to sort of go with. There's no telling if this is even the same Earth as that. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same setting, but we don't know what the history is. We don't really know if this is directly tied in because they've already established Ash traveling back into some kind of basically parallel medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They play fast and loose with how these things work.
Well, and I heard originally that they were going to try to tie this into the actual lore, obviously because the after credits
Right.
there.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
After if
It
you
came out
haven't-
in 2013.
Yeah, if you haven't watched this yet, if you're sitting here
Well,
listening
Sean
to
has.
us watch it,
But I've seen
then you've made a terrible mistake. But the after credits with Bruce Campbell, at the time, you remember watching that and being like, "What the fuck does this mean?
Yeah.
Is there going to be another one with him, or he and Mia going to team up, or what is going on?"
I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the original ending was actually Mia getting picked up by a guy in a truck, like on the street, and it was Bruce Campbell in the truck, and they scrapped that scene. But that was the original ending.
I like this better
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that would have come off too like fake shimpy.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
because it would have been like, well, he's not Ash, but why is he in it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have liked that. I think what they did here was, and you know what they did here was weirder too, because it's this weird monologue where it's like a little ill-defined as to what the intention of it is, and it fits in with the general strangeness of the franchise.
I just want to mention before we get too far, the dog's name is Grandpa.
Yeah, that
Grandpa.
freaks me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, what should we name
Is-
this puppy?
Is that you, Grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Grandpa? It's just odd.
Well, we named it after Grandpa.
And,
Well, Grandpa's name was Ted. Well, we didn't know that when we named the dog. We just called him Grandpa.
He's given her a necklace that's a very direct
Now.
callback to
Yeah.
The
one
magnifying
and- one
glass.
and two,
Yeah. Now, real quick with Grandpa, what if Grandpa and Grandpa are in the same room?
Oh, that would be so
Yeah.
confusing.
And then, like, say the dog ripped up something, you're like, God damn it, Grandpa!
Yeah.
And then he's all upset.
Or like, come
Grandpa,
here,
you're
Grandpa.
a bad boy. You're a bad boy, Grandpa.
And then Grandpa, who's like
Grandpa's
getting
like,
old
I
and
am
can
a
barely
bad
walk
boy.
anyway, just, like gets up and comes over, and you're like,
You're not supposed to
no, I
sit
wanted
there,
the
Grandpa."
dog.
Yeah.
Grandpa, what did I tell you about shitting on the floor?
So I will
Sorry.
say, I like the setup of Mia being a recovering drug addict.
Yeah.
And, or she's trying to be a recovering drug
Right.
addict. Yeah. I like that setup because it sets up for, obviously, she's going to go crazy,
Yeah.
and they're not going to believe her, and it leads really well into the paranormal shit.
And also, Sean brought up a really awesome point.
do that every
They
now
talk in a little while about the mom, that their mom had mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what if their mom had mental health issues because of this cabin?
Oh.
What if mom's mental health issues were actually demonic in nature?
Did we?
Damn.
Sean.
Did they?
Sean did that.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Every
this is
fifth
their
commentary, I get like one.
Yeah, they
you get a
do.
gold star.
They do have the cat. Like,
Yeah.
it's in their family.
Yeah, because he's got
That's-
all the pictures.
And it is
everything.
weird that the car from the original movies is in the woods.
Yeah.
That's a way better point than that's not how Stonehenge works, Sean.
I can still make that case, but that's a different podcast.
And so when you're like, an addict and recovering all this, your mental health is not great, so you're more open to like Ryan said, supernatural stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
What, do we think she gets back on heroin after this? She's like, fuck it.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Well, now, yeah. Well,
Why not?
I don't want to get too far, but yeah.
That would
You can
that
look
would
at
be
it
a
two
bummer
ways,
if they ever did a sequel and it opened up and she's just all
Like
fucked
shooting
up.
up.
Yeah.
She's laying
Shooting
there
up into her
ass out
stump.
with a needle in her arm.
She's like, this can't get any worse. Fuck it.
Well, she makes her stump a needle.
I fought demons.
Ah.
There she goes to the woods again, old needle stump.
Oh, I'm writing that down. That's going to become a thing. I like a future art project for Monica.
It's cool though because Nia becomes her own character. She's not just Ash.
Let's take a moment to appreciate how young and pretty everybody is right here at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And how horribly.
Well,
All their unmarred skin.
Well, right.
I think Mia was pretty the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. She never really lost it.
She looked super hot in the middle there.
All right, so
You threw her in the basement. That bitch got hot.
The hot hair,
Yes.
just me.
So Sean and Arian, who had not seen this before,
Right.
did this movie, because like when I saw it, I was like, I can't fucking believe some of the stuff that movie did. It really, it pushed it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, they for a movie that came out in 2013.
They went for it.
Like, you know, they certainly didn't hold anything back. I don't think.
No.
Oh,
Not at all.
No, they went balls deep with this movie.
Yeah.
I love it though because they just embrace the craziness of it. And you just have to roll with it.
It does a good job of echoing the previous movies without being a beat for beat remake. I never understood when Gus Van Sant did Psycho, why it was a shot for shot remake.
Yeah.
But with Vince Vaughn, who is like King Midas in reverse and turns everything he touches into shit.
Well,
I'll still never forgive Vince Vaughn for fucking season 2 of True Detective.
Well, it's we were talking about on Caught Dead Watching. They did the Texas Chainsaw, New Beginning,
The Next Generation.
Next Generation. Yeah, but that movie, it has all these callbacks that are literally shot for shot of the original. Like putting them on the hook and putting them in the freezer.
That whole franchise though does that to an extent.
But this doesn't do that, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no,
it's not insulting my intelligence.
It's like you said, it's a reimagining and not a remake or even a reboot.
yeah, the Texas Chainsaw.
I like that it does.
Lazy.
I like that it does different things, and actually, as I was watching it, I was wondering who's going to be the Ash character who makes it to the end, because I hadn't seen it, and for a while I thought it was going to be Olivia, because she's certainly capable.
Yeah.
You think she can make it, and then I thought it might be the girlfriend Natalie, because she cuts her hand off. Which is a direct callback to Ash cutting his hand off.
Except she went a little further than just the hand.
Yeah.
When she went up for the arm, and we'll get there. We'll get there.
But
She goes all the way.
It kept you guessing, which I appreciated, being a fan of the original.
And in the end, nobody was really Ash. It was just their own.
She was,
the callbacks were tasteful. I thought.
Yeah.
She
was like tasteful side boob.
Yes.
There is nothing like tasteful side boob.
Listen, it depends on your threshold. For me, all side boob is tasteful. Just a fan in general.
I think
of the
front
genre
boob is tasteful.
I mean, just a shirt off.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
There was no side boob in this movie. There should have been though.
There are a lot of meat shots though. You get a lot of that.
A lot of meat.
A lot of that nice,
lot of meat.
that nice under cheek.
Yeah. There's a good bit of that.
But yeah,
Meat shots.
That is Mrs. Troublemaker's word, not mine. When we were watching Justice League, Wonder Woman segment, there was a lot of interesting camera work, and she was like, "Wow, they are really going for the meat shots in this movie."
Everything is from below and behind. Wonder Woman, which
but
I
if
don't
you were
blame
going to look at Gal Gadot, wouldn't
Yeah.
you look at from below and behind?
Yeah,
I'll look at her any way she lets me without being sure.
Yeah, without getting a restraining order, absolutely.
From afar?
Yeah.
I'm 100 yards away, bitch. What? This is legal.
They didn't put anything in there about binoculars.
I'm playing a game my friends made up called "Put That Bitch in the Cellar." Just come here.
Put that
It's
bitch
fun.
in the cellar. Put that
On
bitch
your
in
next
the cellar.
That's
venture.
the longest rant.
Yeah, that's not how you would do that, by the way, but whatever.
On your next venture of
Just giving her
doing
throws in.
con stuff, can we have a segment of "Put That Bitch in the Cellar"?
I think so. Oh, dude. Next game show we do at Days of the Dead, for sure there's going to be a game called "Put That Bitch in the Cellar."
It's time
Yeah.
to play.
Put that bitch in the cellar.
Oof.
Can I be the
Odds are
muscle
gonna
that
be
puts
really
that bitch in the cellar?
Yes, but you let's tone down Let's tone down the drinky.
Let's tune down how much Nicole drinks and never let her drink that much again, ever.
We'll make it a little...
If you're going to be the muscle, it's a 2-drink max.
Yes, I agree.
You gotta do ocular pat downs, all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Also,
no one can feed me booze out of an enema bag ever again.
Yeah, that
Because
was
it doesn't go well for me.
Nurse Moon is an agent of chaos.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yes.
bad shit
Yes.
That
happened,
was
and
really-
I was ruined for 3 days.
That was really more his fault than your fault, I think.
To that end, does that mean he's going to have to build a cellar? Because if that ends up in my storage unit as well, I'm going to run out of space.
It's going to be a cellar shaped like balls.
ball cellar.
And everything Oz builds end up in my place.
Well,
I'm about to put the dick throne in my backyard.
that's your fault for having
Write
a
that
place.
down.
I know. So
What the fuck is dick thrown in your backyard?
I see the storage unit right now.
Never
I'm about to
tell
get rid of
Oz that I have like an unused patio.
Yeah.
it. They are now.
You'll have a dick thrown on it.
You're
Yeah,
now
now
going
going
into
into
the
the
cellar.
cellar.
You're gonna have a hammock shaped like a vagina.
Yeah, so back to the story.
Maybe
We've now done what every sane person would do. They
Yes.
found a hatch to the cellar covered in smeared blood and a
I was
smell
wondering
of
what
death.
S word was.
I
gonna
thought that
come
was
out.
raspberry jam.
Smeared blood.
Is that like the kind you get on bagels?
Yeah.
Yes, they smeared it.
Yes, but with blood
Yes.
and not
So now they've
not
gone-
delicious
I'm
flavor.
triggered
That
by
makes
the
you
deck
Christian
cats.
when
Yeah.
you smear the blood.
I am not.
I am shook.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
And they have
But-
found like 30 dead cats hanging in the basement. And they're like, oh, this is fine. This
Yeah.
is normal. No
Like,
problem here.
Now, I feel like we've got to mention what I had said on the first run through is that I think in order to truly enjoy horror movies, you have to go in with the assumption that horror movies don't exist in the universe that these people live in.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Because they, like, any of
Otherwise,
us,
everyone's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
They definitely
Like,
haven't
the
seen
first
Evil
time
Dead.
anything weird that I can't explain by science happens, I'm going to like a place where there's a lot of people,
Yeah.
Lights.
like
A Waffle
cops,
House.
Yeah.
well lit,
Yeah.
Yep.
public. I'm not going anywhere where like I have to run down like a rickety set of stairs into a fucking murder
And
basement.
you're certainly
just
not
that
going to
too,
follow the
like-
blood trail. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's
And
this
I'm not
big
going
thing
deep
of
in
blood.
the-
Let's go down.
Let's
Yeah,
go check it out.
Let's investigate it.
You know what's great about being deep in the woods?
Yeah.
Is
Oh, and by the way,
All the
that
bloody cellars.
that thing wrapped up in a garbage bag and barbed wire.
With a shotgun next
Let's
to
bring that upstairs.
Yeah.
That'll make a nice coffee table piece.
You know,
It's
we
a
should
conversation
definitely undo
piece.
this because you know somebody would definitely wrap something in barbed wire if they wanted everybody to open it. And
That's like a
freeze it.
prelude right
Yeah.
there.
Man,
Sushi
I like some rare steak, but Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
like that shit is purple.
That is the purplest
It's-
steak
it's
I've ever
beef.
seen.
That's like
Beef
something
tartare.
our old drummer Captain Side Smile would eat.
Oh yeah.
That's
And-
raw meat is good for people in recovery.
Not to be confused
And,
with
uh,
Captain
it's-
Chromosomes.
really good for
Like
dinner.
A lot
clearly,
of
all of this ends up being this bookish dude with glasses fall. I think his name's Eric.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when you read books, you fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Yeah.
what happens when you read books like bound in barbed wire.
No books at all. Just
Yeah.
don't read books,
Yeah.
kids.
I just don't read.
Stay away from books.
Yeah.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
If you have to cut the barbed wire off the book, just maybe you shouldn't read that.
Just
You
leave
know-
it alone.
Just go read like a Stephen King book instead.
But
It's
nerdy Daniel Bryan here is
Yeah.
bound
no,
and determined.
no,
Man,
no.
You know,
Yeah.
you go through all this, then there's the part where it's like, don't read it, and it's scratched out. But he's like, let me trace this.
Yeah.
Because there's probably
Don't read
words.
it, don't write it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll do
Although-
both.
Yeah.
Is it fair to assume that something is compelling him here too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
like-
absolutely.
I
But
think so.
like
I
that
hope
doesn't
this
that
tetanus
doesn't
shot
mean
is
I
up to
can't
date,
blame
by the
him and
way.
make
Right?
jokes about it.
I mean, for the love of God, I hope something's
He's
compelling.
obviously being compelled to look at this shit.
Well, it says in like huge red letters, like don't speak, don't write, don't hear.
Yeah.
That's
And
exactly
he
what he
immediately
does all of that shit.
all of those things.
Hey, they should have written in there, hey, you, no, we're not kidding.
Yeah. No, seriously, nerdy guy, don't do this.
I like that the book it's bound in flesh, like they
Oh, it
actually
looks-
show.
Leave this book
Yeah.
alone.
It looks great. I would love a prop replica of this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also still could fit in the canon because the book always changes appearance.
Yeah,
in
it
every
looks
movie.
different.
Yeah.
In every single movie,
Yeah.
it looks different.
It gets bigger and smaller.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the one in Ash vs. Evil Dead is even different.
Yeah.
Don't say it, don't write it, don't hear it. They open the door for him.
And he does all of that.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds good.
Like, oh,
Good job, dude.
I wonder who him is. I mean, let's be fair. At this point, he doesn't know that him is anything bad. Just because
He
the
just
book's
likes
bound in
the
skin
band.
and written in blood.
He likes the band. He's like, Darklight was a great album.
Dude, if Bam Margera likes it, it can't be bad.
Well, that's the opposite of that is probably true.
Here we go.
I just watched a YouTube video on Tosh.0 of some fucking idiot in a CKY shirt putting his arm on the stove burner.
That's dumb.
Well, you
And
know.
I was like, "Oh, he's wearing a CKY shirt."
Was it Don Cheadle? Just kidding. He's dead.
Oh. Now, if it was him, they would have just burned his skin tags off.
Yeah.
And barf.
That's what happens when you eat all that raw
Lots
meat.
of barf.
Or heroin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heroin's bad.
Don't eat heroin, kids.
This is all the heroin coming out of your
Don't
body.
like do anything with heroin.
I gotta wonder though, was pouring the heroin in their water supply the best idea?
Yeah, they did pour it
Wow,
down the
you're
well.
good. Yeah, that's a really good
Now
point.
they're all high.
Yeah,
Right.
they poured
This
it
is
in
just
the well.
a fever dream
Yeah.
from all the drugs.
None of this shit. Nobody's possessed by demons. They all just drank her crazy heroin out of the well water.
That is very true.
Guys, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, kids
Tripping
don't do
balls.
It was supposed to be symbolic, but I fucked up.
I inadvertently made heroin pee.
Goddamn, Buck Swiftly.
It's always that. It always comes back to that.
It's fucking that guy.
That fucker.
You sound scary like him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
He's
It's like
stealing
he's
my
your
shit.
cousin or something.
Guy's totally stealing my stuff.
So this is showcasing her incredible acting.
Yeah, she.
No,
I
he
mean,
is great.
she's fucking. Well, they're all really good because some of them are playing difficult, like Nerdy Daniel Bryan. Like he's playing a difficult role because he has to be the guy that's sort of causing all this to happen, but also be concerned and also not be
And be indestructible.
none of them bother
Yeah.
me. Like
Yeah.
in modern horror
Yeah.
movies, typically you just hate everyone. You're waiting for
Yeah.
them to die.
Yeah. And that's why, like, you don't feel bad necessarily when people die.
Right, horror movies mostly fail
Unless
now.
you're
like I
me.
still love them.
Like, I don't ever feel bad when anybody dies, but I'm dead
Well, I
inside.
know, but you've got a big empty hole where internal organs should be. But
True.
I will agree that the chick that plays Mia is
Phenomenal.
way better than I remembered.
Yeah.
She is really good.
her face is just like
she does the
so
withdrawal
much
thing
with
pretty
it.
well. She sells it.
Jane Levy is her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
She's
is very good.
fantastic.
I also want to say though, why the hell, when they know they've been through this with her before and they have failed detoxing her before, like why didn't they take the car keys?
Because it's a horror movie.
They're like they should have like collected all the weapons and the car keys and like put them in a secure place. But
Well,
they're like, no, let's leave them in her purse.
Here's
It'll be
the
fine.
thing though. Here's the thing. They could have done a whole scene of let's put all the car keys in a bowl and hide it in a room somewhere, but then they would have had to do a scene where she went and found the car keys and got them out of the bowl
It
and
would have
avoided.
been boring.
I'd rather get to the shit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because once this movie starts going,
It doesn't
it
stop.
is just
Yeah.
constant.
I feel like it gets going like after the opening credits, like as soon as it starts.
I mean, it's about 15 minutes or so in, shit just starts going horrible. It's actually Nerdy Daniel Bryan has a line later on where he says, "Get better. Things have been getting worse every second."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's right.
It does. It goes like your first intro is very intense, where they burn the crazy girl.
Yeah.
And then there's like
We have to
7
chill out
minutes.
for a minute.
Yeah, there's like 7 minutes of like exposition,
Yeah.
and then they're like,
Breathing.
and crazy.
Yeah.
And then nonstop.
Yeah,
Let's burn this shit down.
yeah,
I will agree
I mean,
with that.
like I saw this movie, I probably 3 times in the theater. Like I loved it. Like, I fucking loved it. Bought it the day it came out, and
That's what I saw.
we all came over. Like they all came over to my place, and we just watched it
I
like
was
3
there.
times in one night. We're like, fuck it.
Yeah, the first time I saw it, I don't think I loved it like I do now because I just
You
I didn't know how I felt about him doing it in the first place, and I didn't know what to
Yeah,
make of
you
it.
said
that's where I was.
But I loved the effects. I liked her character so much that I knew I liked it, but I just had to think about it a whole lot. And then when I saw it again, like the second time I saw it, it was bam.
Yeah.
This is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of mad for not loving it that much the first time.
Yeah.
But there's too much attached to it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it in the theater, and I was excited about it.
Oh, it's right there. I didn't even realize it was there before. Like when it pops up out of the water, we're sitting there looking at it for a second before it pops up. All right, sorry.
And that totally made Nicole scream last time.
It did. You totally jumped. It
I
was
did
awesome.
jump.
It was awesome.
I'm wound very tight.
She was
easily. So
like her jumping makes me jump.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater. I loved the effects. I loved the gore like so much. I had some issues with some of the characters, like the blonde girl. Like she fell really flat for me, but whatever.
She's just kind of there.
Yeah, like I kept being like, who is this? Where did she come from? Who is this girl? So, but I think I got a little bit wrapped up in the fact that it was an Evil Dead movie, and I didn't know how I felt about them going back to that well, and maybe I got a little pretentious about it.
The heroin well. Oh, shit. Well.
So I will just briefly, because we're about to see some cool shit, maybe, and I hate to freaking say that Ryan might be not wrong, maybe he's a little bit the opposite of wrong. But maybe I liked it a lot better this time.
I'm 100% right.
I didn't say right,
Also,
I just said not wrong.
The words
it would not be an Evil Dead movie without some non-consensual tree sex.
Yeah, so what we're watching right now is there's definitely no consent involved here.
I feel like that's one of the only digital effects of the movie, and it looks great.
It does. Because it's this slicked up black tree vine
that one
thing.
Yeah. And there was like another scene too. I was like, "Oh, that's digital." But it's like the only two.
Yeah,
that I can.
There's only a couple scenes where like I get how they did the effects. Other than that, I'm like, "What the fuck?"
And it's
the
stuff
gore
where there's
in this movie is like you can't compare it to anything. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, in this day and age,
that's going right up inside of her.
Yeah,
right in there. Oh, it's in there.
Take it all in,
all the way, and it's just hanging out in there.
Oh, and that scream!
Now that's like
so good.
Like I remember, watching it when it came out. Watched it a bunch of times.
Yeah,
and then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I watched it again. It's been forever.
Yeah.
And I text you. I was like, it reminded me like just how creepy this movie is.
Oh yeah,
like it's fucking,
very much so.
It is a fucking horror movie. I mean, there's nothing cutesy about it. It doesn't wink at the camera at all.
No.
I appreciate that like more than like the opposite of that when I watch horror movies. Like I don't like the over the top. Like
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, like
I can enjoy that too, but this is refreshing because there's a lot.
Movies?
Well, and that's the thing is there's a lot of that, and it's hard to get right.
No, this movie is just a straight up fucking horror movie. It's horrifying.
Well, it's the tagline of the original Evil Dead was the ultimate experience in grueling terror.
Yeah,
and this one, I mean, it fucking kicks it up.
Yeah,
it lives up.
It does.
I will admit that I was way too hard on this movie, and I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Because
the gore's amazing. I mean, like really.
Now we can continue to be together.
This intervention has been successful.
Really Yay!
Now let's talk about
this
Sasquatch.
podcast saved my relationship.
Now let's discuss Sasquatch.
Do we have to?
No.
Let's back off.
We can only work out so many of our problems tonight. We'll wait on tomorrow.
We had all of our Sasquatch time watching Tanya's Island. Tanya's Island.
Even in the trailer, they say Tanya's Island.
Yeah.
That's some rape in that.
Nathan and I are about to watch that next week.
Oh, excellent.
That movie's like nothing but rape.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Watch
There's a little pot leaf. There's a little pot leaf for 420.
420.
That's gonna be the cover photo for the
all ties in.
I'm totally using
she's
that.
really good in this scene.
Yeah.
I mean, watch her. She's really fucking good in this scene.
And when she's talking about it's inside me, she's talking about that booger in her nose right there.
Yeah.
There is a booger.
Yeah.
And I like the
which
fact
is
that
great.
you kept it in.
Yeah. You leave that booger there.
Yeah.
If you start tidying up stuff, then
it's bullshit.
And if you were that upset, you might have a bat in the cave too.
Fucking deadite booger.
Yeah.
That's a Kandarian nose demon.
Which are really the worst kind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everything in this movie feels like really fucking grimy and dirty, and it feels like legit. It doesn't feel like Hollywood grimy.
Yeah.
See, just try to get it together. Okay, so he thinks that she's just going through DTs, and his
Yeah.
advice to her is,
Well, of course.
just try to get it together.
As Ryan said.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're all like, she's crazy. She's detoxing.
And it's fucking ugh.
He's like, tomorrow you won't think I'm such an asshole.
Just try to get it together. I mean, just,
Right,
you know,
yeah,
be okay.
mirror.
There's a demon.
Oh man.
That's the bad guy right
Little
there.
demon lingus for you.
Yeah, that asshole. That's the bad guy.
Oh, there's going to be some demon lingus in a little while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's going to be like dual...
It's hot.
Oof.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching Fear Factors.
Tongue stuff's happening.
Watching
My pants
bitches
getting
getting
tight.
covered in cow blood all over again.
You.
I mean, yeah.
You about to get fucked by
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Demon Mia.
Eric, I'll tell you what Eric's doing. He's fucking shit up.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm making it worse.
That guy's awful. But he's also badass.
I teach science.
He is.
Yeah.
He's the toughest fucking character in the history of
Fucking
horror.
Terminator.
Right. There are PBRs on that one.
Oh, yeah.
I'd take him in my bracket any day. Whoa. Let me rephrase that.
So that's how you're going to take him in your bracket.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, he'd be my number one bracket pick.
That's like Sean
He's
having a
got-
dick thrown in his backyard.
What?
He said that.
Oh my gosh.
That is dick thrown in his backyard.
That is way more lascivious than what I just said. Wow. You always got a refrigerator over there, you guys.
No, we'll drink them all. That's cool. That's cool.
All right.
These will be gone by the time this movie.
They're still ice cold.
Okay, now here we've got to
Oh.
warn the listeners.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
rough.
This is the bad part. We don't
hey,
like this part.
If Clifton was here right now, this whole room would be destroyed.
Yeah, he'd be so mad.
I'm generally very upset by dog fatalities in anything, but for some reason this one, and I'm not saying it like it for narrative purposes it upsets me, but for some reason this one like didn't make me go, oh fuck, why'd they have to do that? Because I think it's because this movie pushes everything else so far that this is one of the rare instances where I actually feel worse for the people than I do for the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Like
guess,
the dog,
you know,
this dog is the lucky one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he gets to check out early.
Yeah.
He got out early.
Yeah.
and they do give him a very like a tender moment here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
at least give the dog the respect of he's holding him and crying over him.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like killing the dog and then moving on with the story.
Well,
Right.
and of
They
all
at
the
least
death
give him
scenes,
like
And-
it really fucking affects this dude. Whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
In his mind, his sister's just fucking crazy and just killed this dog
Right.
with a
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah.
Which is more fucked up.
His
Like,
sister's a heroin addict that got pissed off and killed their dog with a hammer.
yeah.
Like, how do you even handle that?
Like, and this guy's selling it right here.
Yeah. He's like, I fucking
And
know.
thankfully, you don't ever actually see any dog type items getting hit. So you're like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then, like, he's so upset about this in the storyline.
He's gonna
and then
see
it
his sister
completely-
naked.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
he was like, get the fuck
he's
out
like,
of the shower.
she's in the shower, I gotta get in there. Which is a little bit weird. Like, you can wait till she's done. But
Thankfully,
now,
she's-
That's just so how angry he is.
everything takes a left turn, and the dog kind of gets forgotten, but I understand it.
Oh sure, because
Yeah,
they don't.
Because holy
there's
shit.
there's no time for dog sadness from this point on.
Yeah.
It just all goes straight to hell.
Yeah, as soon as he opens the door here is kind of where that turning point of the movie
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And it goes left to, like, holy fuck land.
That is pretty close to how hot I like to have my showers. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Ugh.
I also like that in this
Yeah,
scene you hear a
mine just
boiling
about as
pot
hot.
going
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
whenever
Like the-
you pop
the
out, your
audio.
skin's peeling off.
Yeah, like, ah!
I like to burn the germs off. That's a good
Ah.
idea. Yeah,
Now,
she
that
has-
one's incredible.
Yeah,
You
those
see that blister
blisters
pop?
pop. Well, the one on her arm too.
Yeah.
That one's like they
They rigged
yeah.
them to pop. They look fucking great.
It is incredible practical effects. Like, the burns look so
Mm-hmm.
good.
Well, I fucking just.
I was foaming out my mouth. Fucking
Yeah,
Cujo.
that's some Alka-Seltzer shit right there.
Got rabies from killing the dog.
Yeah.
We know about those kind of effects.
It's not
Yeah, we won't
rabies.
talk
It's
about it.
rapies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rabies.
From the
Free
trees.
rabies.
3 rapies.
the worst kind.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me look at the book again.
Yeah, this book has been very helpful so far. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, let's keep reading from
What
it.
other
Yeah.
kind of hot tips I can get? Oh, hot
Literally.
tips!
Oh, you got
Hey.
some hot tips right there.
Just the tip.
Just for a second.
And they do this scene, and he looks back in the car, and then there's like this creepy moment of where like she's staring,
smiles.
but then
She
she
smiles,
starts
yeah.
smiling.
Yeah.
She smile.
So he rolls up and it's like to the river, and the sign says high water, and it's like hell or.
Yeah.
Because
That's right.
he's not gonna fucking get out of here.
Should have
if I'm hell or
chosen the
water.
high water, fuck boy.
Yeah.
Fuck boy.
Now you're in hell.
Oh, and your sister is fucked.
Yeah.
It's still hot though.
Yeah, yeah. Like, there's nothing. They can't do anything in this movie to make her not hot. If anything, she gets hotter. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I kind of like that. Don't
Your mileage may
Split
vary.
tongue.
Yeah. Do wonders.
I feel like they're trying to make her less hot, and it's not working.
I'd be like, yeah, chop off my hand, bitch.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll put it in your butt.
I like it dirty. Cut off my digits.
Be ready to be stumped.
We've turned
do
into
love-
a Guar song.
I do love on the first viewing it gets to this scene and Nicole's like, where'd that blonde chick come from?
It's like she's been there.
You're like, she was there.
I know.
There the whole
For some
time.
reason, that girl just does not register
I
on
get
my
what you're-
radar at all.
I
Like,
get what
she
you're
just
saying,
appears
though.
here.
I get what you're saying, though. They don't really develop her much at all.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
I had the same thing you did the first time.
I
I was like, who the fuck is that?
I remember.
Did she show up late?
Yeah, I remember that watching this in the theater, and I guess they do introduce her.
Yeah,
in
right
the
away.
But I must
Right
have
away.
missed it because I looked
Like,
at this,
immediately.
and I remember being like, "Who the fuck is this girl?"
Yeah.
She
and then
is
like.
exposition to find out that the other chick is a registered
Yeah,
nurse.
when they get
Yeah.
when they get to her big scene again, I was like, "Wait, who the fuck is this girl? Wait, who the fuck is the blonde girl? Where'd she come
That one's your fault.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
at
all
that
you
point.
do.
At that point.
Nicole's like, I
You're
just
not
don't
paying
see
attention.
blonde white girls.
Apparently, yeah, I have some sort of a condition that doesn't allow me to see blonde white chicks.
Fuck their privilege. I don't see them.
No, I feel like, she's the quiet friend. She's there to support, but she's quiet.
Well, she's
And everyone's got those.
This is the
Shit.
beginning
She's
of
fodder.
what the
Let's
fuck
be honest,
Bill.
she is fodder.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
nobody thought, like, who thought anybody was really going to get shot with that shotgun?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Like, that was a surprise.
You're all gonna die tonight.
And he still has an arm because she's a terrible shot because she's possessed by the Kandarian
Yeah.
nose demon.
Yes. You're all gonna die.
That's such a great line. Like,
Yeah.
it's so perfect.
And also, it really reminds me of The Exorcist. Or no, not this one when she pees.
Oh,
Later on,
yeah,
when the
yeah.
girl pees, that brings me back to The Exorcist.
Yeah. There's definitely the same creepy vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about
Sean
time
loved
to
this
play.
part. You
Put
had a
that
really
bitch
good.
in the cellar.
You had a really good.
It's really, really hard to watch.
She's got a tummy
Do
ache.
you have a thing with like vomit?
I'm a sympathetic vomiter. So if somebody else...
Oh, man, if you had started vomiting during that scene, that would have been hilarious. Not for you.
I am not
No,
a
I would've
sympathetic
filmed it.
vomiter. I am a point and laugh
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
vomiter.
Yeah.
So now that
She's covered
bitch
in
is in
fruity
the cellar.
pebbles.
Yeah,
and-
we've
and
just played
catch
Put
up.
That Bitch in the Cellar.
Successful.
Round one. Round one.
Round one, and
There will
Dirty
be
Dana
more
Brown
rounds.
It's
won.
gonna happen a lot.
Round
Of
one goes
everyone's
to Mia.
favorite game.
Bitches in the cellar.
Put that bitch in the
What's she
cellar.
doing?
I like
And
that the brother still is just like, yeah, she's on drugs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, give her another injection.
My mom was nuts too.
Yeah, and two, how you're like, she's quiet.
Oh,
for
that
a
is
lot of ones.
disgusting.
Yeah, she's brother's girlfriend, so she doesn't know these people at all.
Yeah. She's the outsider.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely the
She
outside.
just kinda
Nicole
brought
didn't
there.
recognize her.
Sucks for her.
Yeah, she just got roped into this whole thing.
Oh yeah, because they're all childhood friends.
Yeah, because all the pictures are all of them without
Yeah.
the blonde
Right,
chick
right.
there.
Oh god,
She
that's
just
my
happened to
girl.
be dating him, and he's like, let's go to the
Yeah, she
cabin.
fucked
She's
up.
like, I was gonna go to a cabin in the woods for the
I'll be
week.
supportive of my
Oh.
boyfriend and go to the cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Ew.
She thought she was going just for like a relaxing weekend, and then it turned into, oh, we got to help this bitch detox.
We're gonna.
And then,
Right.
she's,
She didn't even
And
know.
now it's this shit.
Oh gosh, and this.
dude, this is so good. This is one of the best scenes of the movie.
What is chlorapazimum?
It's a tranquilizer. It's a tranquilizer.
Wait. Let's get that pronunciation one more time.
Chlorapazimum.
Are you having a stroke?
Yes.
It's
I smelled it
Like, that was a digital thing, but it
Yeah.
worked great.
Yeah. Thorit, and like Nicole is the registered medical professional. It's just, does it knock you out? Is that all it does?
Yes, it's naturally would not be my first line of like shit that I would give her, but it's closing.
I mean, I would give her.
But
the
would
but
like
give her
they've
a
already
bullet.
done this once? Did they try your first line last time, and this is the next step, or is it just not the best thing for the thing?
Here's your part.
I mean, there's your vagina. Right? Crotch shot.
Crotch shot. Time for piss.
I mean, honestly, you'd give her, like, Ativan Geodon and Haldol.
What would they
have? Ativan Geodon was a boss in Final Fantasy 15.
Is that something that you
if she could get her hands on
She's
Thorazine,
leaky.
there we go, exorcist shot right there.
Pissing on herself.
No,
Man,
she needs to drink more water.
Ruining
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
That was
her
some
pee
really-
is really like orange.
Yeah.
Dehydrated.
It's like
piss.
she peed Tang.
Well, it came out of her tang.
Wait, that's not normal.
No.
Wait,
My shit's always fluorescent orange.
Yeah.
Is that not right? Is that a problem?
Wait, you're saying that's a health concern?
She's
I'm
got
so-
a UTI or something.
I'm surprised all that thread, all those thread spools in the corner didn't come to anything.
Here's this guy's.
Yeah, there were a lot of
first,
principles. Oh, this is
This
so
is
good.
round one of this guy's bad night.
Right, yeah. Oh,
It doesn't
boy.
get better.
No, it
Like,
really
I feel bad enough for her that she's cutting her face off right now, but this poor guy,
He gets way more fucked over than everyone else.
at least she gets to check out in a minute here.
Yeah.
His is an extended stay.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
she's probably lucky.
He gets the worst of it. But he's also like he's the champion.
He's starving.
Yeah, that's true. It's his.
Well, yeah.
It's his.
He takes a nap. Yeah. He gets it the worst because he's the fucking idiot that was like,
Yeah.
you know what I should do? Say this, read it, and hear it,
Yeah.
and write it, and all that.
So you know what? Fuck you. I have no
She,
sympathy for
she
him.
peed
like, I
so
don't let
much
books
it's
tell me
all
what
over
to
the
do.
ceiling and dribbling down the light bulb.
Yeah.
Oh, look how frantically she's working at it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, that is brutal.
So
Well,
good.
you know,
Like
when
a
you got a
whole
job to
fucking-
do, you
oh.
got a job to do.
You're just gonna cut right through that shit.
That's
Look,
I mean,
Sean.
Not with a piece of glass.
Sean,
This is another one
Sean,
where I
watch
was like,
this.
Look at it, yes!
Ah!
Yikes.
She's smiling at you.
Looks like the Joker.
Sean's like, I'm on Twitter. I don't know. I don't see it.
Up!
Oh,
Oh,
sciatica.
he hurt his back.
He tried
Oh,
to turn
you're-
the other cheek, but he stepped on it.
You're gonna have to go see. He's gonna have to go see Dr. John in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my back's all out of whack. I need an adjustment.
Oh.
Now I'm
Oh.
stabbed.
Like,
Fortunately,
isn't that-
his HMO covers chiropractors, which is good. Not
Does it
all
cover
of it.
needles to the face?
I mean,
He's got a whole bunch of holes in his face. There we go. Stab.
I hate that. I hate that so much. And she broke his glasses. That was
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy's
Now-
hands are insanely strong. He takes nails.
One of the tricks.
Syringes.
One of the tricks of this movie is that
Ow.
they don't do the classic thing of building the tension, and then release. They fucking just go for it.
Yeah, it never stops.
Then build some tension after they've already like jumped out at you.
Yeah.
It's a very different way of doing this kind of thing.
And
This
it's
is
effective
fucking
because you're not
brutal.
used to it.
Right.
Yeah,
Hence why people are passing out and freaking out because it's
Yeah.
not what you
Yeah.
expect. You're just like, whoa. Like, I expected a slow burn. I didn't expect just insanity.
It's definitely not a slow burn.
Fucking
Yeah.
nuclear meltdown.
Like, what is everybody's, like, grossest moment? Should we talk about that at the end or something? Because, like, I think everybody's grossest moment in this movie is different, depending on what, like, your
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
that pushes out
let's
is.
wait till the end, and we'll do that when we go around and close it
Yeah.
out.
there's a lot, and you'll hear all.
That
of
was
it
really
from me
deep in
while
there.
we're
That was-
recording.
That was in there all the way.
Yeah.
Ugh.
To
You
the
gonna-
base.
Yeah.
You gonna make it
That
there,
was
Sean?
leaky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sean.
It's too bad.
He's gonna pass out.
John, it's okay. They've got
sprung
duct
a
tape.
leak.
They've got duct tape. It's okay.
That was leaky.
He just looked at Sean. He's like,
He's gonna come grab yours. Eyes
this-
gonna roll back
Is
in.
this-
Is this
speaking
somehow?
of
Cole,
language.
can you hold my hand?
It's okay, Sean, I'm here.
get that
Is
man a
this-
Dr. Pepper.
Is this somehow affecting you more with the lights up?
No. It's just remembering that it's there and going,
I will say though, this is as many different body horror triggers as this movie has. It didn't hit on the one that really would have gotten me. I can't handle tooth stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Anything to
yeah.
do with teeth, and it didn't do anything with teeth.
It's teeth and eyes.
Teeth and
for
eyes
me.
for me.
Eyes?
I'm with you on the teeth.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gosh, ugh.
Because I always have like teeth problems.
Yeah, that's
Actual stuff. I'm like,
yeah. I've got a couple of crowns. I've
Yeah.
had some bad tooth experiences.
There he goes. Ryan, you just left, and it's the part that he says, I released something evil. And Ryan's like, he never takes responsibility for
Well,
releasing something
he's
evil.
going to release
He
something
definitely-
evil himself.
He is. Plausible deniability about never seeing that scene.
But
also,
there's
let's say that let's make a note that the medical professional, the only person that knows what to do about any of this
Dead.
shit, first one dead.
Oh yeah.
First one dead. They're like, let's take the nurse and
I'm
kill the shit
not
out of
She
her.
knows what to do.
Yeah, I don't think she's necessarily. That's like saying if you're on a ship that starts sinking because a big hole is in the hull, the plumber died first. So you're like, oh well.
I mean,
He could have done something.
she could have.
I don't know that they covered demon. Like I said earlier, like nurse isn't what you need.
Does nursing school have
You need a
demonic
young
possession?
priest and an old priest for this shit.
Yeah.
Like nurse is
I
really
don't
gonna
know.
help.
As a paramedic, I have actually dealt with a couple demonic possessions.
Really? You've
Yep.
had some people that.
I have people that I have responded to their homes, and they have told me that they are possessed and need to
Wow,
be helped.
that's
Are you sure
Twice.
they weren't possessed by PCP?
2 times. 2 times.
or maybe bath salts?
Where I actually wrote on my report, chief complaint, demonic possession.
Oh,
I'm not
wow.
Did they drink meth pee?
No, that was a different call.
Oh, okay.
Bath salts only happen in Florida.
That's true.
This sequence coming up is probably my favorite in the movie.
This is tremendous. Oh yeah, we're
Oh, this one's
Ryan
right.
chose the wrong time to go
Yeah,
into
yeah.
something.
We about to get sexy.
And it's more so too the stuff that
Are
happens,
we?
but also with Demon Mia and like the vulgarness of her.
Also, this
Yeah,
was
they
shot
they
in
really
my basement.
went for it. Like because you watch The Exorcist went really far.
Yeah.
Yes.
But usually you watch something like this, and they're holding back. Like, for the sake of it being a movie, you're like, if this was a fucking demon,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be just saying, like, oh, you don't like it when I poke your head,
Yeah.
do you? Like, you'd be doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Demons from Hell.
Ryan, you missed the sex scene. Get down here.
I made the mistake of saying this was the least sexiest lesbian scene
Oh.
ever, but apparently I was
You're
wrong.
Yeah,
wrong.
you were way
You're
wrong.
Wrong on that.
This, again, my basement, because the stairs just broke.
Yep.
They should have,
That was great.
They should have had a sign like at my house that
It
says,
should
don't
be-
open, death inside.
Yeah.
planned some, Indigo Girls or something.
Yeah.
While this goes
Oh,
on.
he's making it just in time.
Shit's
It's about to get dirty.
We were
Yeah.
afraid you were going to miss it.
Yeah.
I had a Kandarian demon in my pee hole.
Oh my gosh. Yikes.
Shit.
Hope you didn't leave that floating.
Does
Leave
the
that in the
antibiotics
somebody
take care
else
of
to
that,
find.
or-
Yeah. The shampoo knocks it out.
Phantom, you got the air. You need some air down here.
Oh yeah. This is the hottest scene. I mean, the scariest scene of the movie. It's frightening.
I'm terrified.
Oh,
That'd
so
be
scary.
Very
My pants
upset.
are so terrified right now.
I'd be very upset if this was happening to me.
This is the
Okay.
most phallic
I can't.
box cutter ever.
Sometimes you just gotta back a bitch off with a box cutter.
I can smell your something.
No.
Not your soul. I have trouble watching
Ah,
this.
that
I
would
have a lot
upset
of
me.
trouble watching
Do you
this.
really?
Why?
The tongue?
The tongue,
But what's about to happen?
Yeah.
the bifurcated
Yeah.
tongue.
And then she just willingly does it too.
Well, she does it by licking it.
So it's just,
She's not even like sawing at it or
Oh,
anything. It's
yeah.
just, and then wait, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh,
It looks so good.
it makes my hair hurt.
Kiss me,
You dirty cunt.
Yeah.
oh man, that's amazing.
And then when her brother shows up.
Man, I
Yeah.
hate
Let me
this
suck
scene.
your
It's
cock,
so
pretty boy.
horrifying. Yeah, this is such a
It's
great
awesome.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this line
This
is
all
amazing.
goes to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it totally does.
Also, we got a good up the skirt shot of what's her face.
Why don't you come down here so I can suck your cock, pretty boy.
Once
To her
again.
brother.
Would have been a totally different movie if he just unzipped and was like, all right.
Okay.
Bow chicka bow.
Your little sister's being
Being
raped
raped
in
in
hell.
It's like, fuck.
Man.
He's like, close the goddamn basement!
Yeah.
Put that bitch in the cellar.
Put that bitch in the cellar.
Put that bitch in the cellar. Put that bitch in the cellar.
See, right there, he's,
And have
he's
yourself
thinking
a
about the
snack.
offer right there.
Yeah.
He's like, I could have got my dick sucked.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
well,
I
I
tried
don't
to
know.
walk in on the shower.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
If
technically,
he
she's not
had
my
known
sister
about
right
the
now.
bifurcated tongue, like
yeah.
which way would that have swayed it?
That's a
He's
yes.
like, my girlfriend just got big. She ain't gonna suck it, so you
Yeah.
know, maybe.
So she just got quiet.
This book does not not burn.
It looks so good, too. It does not fucking burn.
Yeah.
Now, they burned the book in
One.
Yeah.
And it does work, so I don't know. Once again, consistency.
Well, no, I think he said there's a line where he goes, I don't know why I thought this would work. It's kind of a fun little...
Yeah.
And it's definitely... It's better that it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it doesn't burn just is like, oh, you're double fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's been destroyed once, and now it's assured itself against getting destroyed again.
Well, you're putting too much thought into
I'm
it
trying,
there, Sparky.
but, you know, I landed one, so that's fine.
Yeah, then you should be content with that.
I'm going to stop.
All right, now here is where we find out it's fucking Evil Groot that's responsible for all of this.
Evil Groot is the tree rapist.
Although it does say Shaitan up at the top, which I kind of dig, because that's it's not even worth mentioning.
Well, now I want to know.
Has anybody read the Brian Lumley vampire books?
Sure.
Oh, no, I have. Fantastic.
Okay. So
No bullshit.
Shaitan was like the original vampire from the vampire world
Yes,
in those
I-
books. Which
it's
great, I
been
mean, obviously
years,
it's
and
a
I would
Satan.
not have pulled that out of
Obviously,
my
it's a
ass
Satan
without
thing, but
Yeah.
like I just seen it spelled like that. I was like, oh shit! And why don't we have a
God,
Necronomicon
those books
movie?
are fantastic.
Right?
Yeah.
I want a fucking movie or TV series or something so bad.
Yeah.
This, I feel like this
Squeeze it out.
scene, you love it if you're one of those people that watches the pimple popping videos on YouTube.
Ew.
I am not.
I'm not, but I do think this
So
seems
gross.
badass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's badass, but it's...
Oh, look at it! It's so thick. It's
Yeah.
like
It's like little hard parts coming out.
Yeah.
That's not even liquid.
It's got asphalt pebbles stuck in it.
I'm not sure the pronunciation. It's Ichor. ICHOR.
I was the Icor.
I feel like...
I don't know.
I think it's Icor.
So here they're giving some
Icor
exposition
is like a type of punk
that, like,
where they sing out of their eyes.
Once the demons get 5 souls, is what they're saying here, that the big bad fucked up demon will come out and
Right.
it will bleed from the sky.
The neuter
Like,
demon.
The skies will bleed.
Which is metal as fuck.
It will rain blood.
It will rain blood. Which, I mean, somewhere on YouTube, somebody has to have set that scene to that song.
I would hope
Yeah.
so.
I mean, and if not, Fede Alvarez for sure did it on set.
Yeah. If
That-
they weren't listening to Slayer while they were taping that scene,
They had-
they fucked up.
They
I
fucking had to.
I take that scene as like literally they're like, well, I mean, there's literally
Look at
just
these
gallons of fucking blood pouring on people. How can we up it? Fucking
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at these fucking effects. This is good.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
It is
it's
beautiful.
incredible.
And I don't know. I guess she's doing that shit herself, but her hand movements
Yeah,
are fucking.
she's
I think
very
that's all her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
One of my-
Derek's done it. Derek's done it.
One of my favorite
I've been
things
there.
about
He understands possessed.
the day that I was on Halloween 2 was they played music on set to get everybody
In the mood.
kind of in the right mood, and that's what I just every time I've watched this, I've thought like they had me.
Yeah,
slammed up
yeah,
for that scene.
absolutely.
He's like, everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the dude's a music video director, right? That's what he did before this movie. Fede
This is a
Alvarez.
good
That sounds
fucking
right.
scene, too.
Yeah, I think he
Oh.
was. Yeah, I think that's like what he did.
Okay.
I think this is his first feature length,
Yeah, the cuts back and forth.
which
were
I could
really
see. Like
good.
a lot of
Like,
the
it
imagery
really
and
builds
shit.
it well.
Yeah.
It's very
Terrifying.
music video.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
not
metal.
that like it's not the way that like Tarsum did it.
No, no,
Yeah?
It's
Yeah.
metal.
This
as
isn't
fuck.
losing my religion,
No.
although it is certainly losing lots of other things.
Oh, God.
All right, so we're getting close to where the guy
Little
passed
bitch.
out next.
I like that she's like pissed off that she's getting ready to
Yeah.
do it.
No.
It's when she went up so high, but they've established it's
But it's all the way
traveling.
to her elbow.
It's traveling up
So
her arm.
Yeah, and it's going quick.
There's no pussy cut it off at your wrist shit here.
Do y'all think y'all could
Would
do
there
that?
be
Though?
that
I
much-
couldn't.
I don't
just
think
let it
so.
possess me.
Yeah, I don't think
What?
there's
Would there
any way.
be that much blood?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
No, she would die. Like, and granted, it is, like, to the extreme here.
Yeah.
But there's your brachial artery runs right down there, and there would be a fuck ton of blood. And
All right.
Well, she
If
broke
you
the fuck
did
out
not-
of that brachial.
If you don't
wait,
fucking
wait.
turn and
Here
get
it is.
that shit off quick, you'll die.
Here's the sweet money shot
This is
because
so
it's
good.
horrible enough that she just did this, and you
Yeah.
think, well, at least they didn't show the whole thing, but it's because
It's worse.
they're right. They're
Oh, there it goes. That was a good cut.
they showed
And
the
then she's
And then
gristle.
she's
laughing.
giggling,
Yeah.
which
Yes,
is beautiful.
Yeah.
she
Evil
loves
bitch.
it.
It's great.
Like,
She's doing her best Fairuza Balk impersonation right there.
Oh, fuck yeah.
God. Get me and her a room.
Fairuza Balk is like one of my celebrity crushes. Like,
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
go straight
man.
gay for her.
Hey, back in the day, just anything she was in, no matter. Fortunately, she was mostly in like sort of genre, alternative gothy. Like she didn't do a bunch of fucking romantic comedies or anything.
Yeah, but I'd watch her like
Hey,
reading
she
the
did
morning
Waterboy.
paper. Yeah.
Not my favorite of Adam Sandler's works.
Well, that was pretty much when it started to go down.
I think most people like that one more than I did.
Eh.
I like
Yeah.
Little
I
Nicky
didn't
better
mind
than that one.
I do. Me too.
I know.
I
Yeah.
like Little Nicky.
I do too.
And
Yeah,
most
I
people
I like Little Nicky, but I like Waterboy better.
Oh man!
I'm with
I
Arian.
don't know.
I'm there too.
Wow.
I really like Little Nicky.
Interesting.
My favorite's probably Billy Madison.
Billy Madison's still
Yeah.
the best,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
there's
for sure.
no doubt. That's
Like no argument.
we used to quote that one constantly, all the time.
Come here, Mr. Penguin.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
We're gonna treat you real respectable like.
Today, Junior.
Oh my god, I say that at least once a day. Anytime somebody won't move in front of me, today, Junior.
This could be our milk.
Oh,
It's cool to pee your pants.
Well,
Some
If
people
peeing
just
your pants is cool, then I'm
Miles
Miles
Davis. I'll tell you who stole those sack lunches. It was
somebody
that
thinks they're cool.
Sasquatch. We'll just do one where we just talk along with Billy Madison the whole time.
God, can we?
You get another pudding cup today, Billy.
That was so weird that she was like horny for Billy. Oh man, the housekeeper.
Oh, the principal in that is so good.
No, I hate that part
My wife, the whore. Oh, come on.
because I fucking get called like sometimes when I'm doing the mask thing. People are like, "Oh, are you the principal from Billy Madison?" That's one of the ones I get.
Oh.
Rey Mysterio, that
that
Nacho
sucks.
Libre. Like I hate
Fuck
all of
ever
those.
goes, are you Rey Mysterio? You
Fucking
like,
morons.
You're fucking 4 times the size of me.
yeah.
Sean, do you know how dumb people are?
This is true.
Yes.
I guess it's the superintendent of schools and not the
I will say,
principal.
Oh, right. You're right.
I will say, like this doesn't happen to me much, but we were walking at fucking Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And I straight up, like, some dude grabbed me and he's like, "Holy shit, are you Kevin Owens?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. That's cool."
I mean, I can't blame him really. Like, you haven't
Just
seen.
like Kevin Owens.
Oh, get this! I got mistaken for the guy from Goldfinger once.
Really?
The band Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Because I used to bleach my hair.
Oh, okay.
And I
can
was
see
in the
that.
masquerade. Well, it's better though because they were playing. I was there for their show.
Oh, okay.
And Barbie, do you remember Barbie? Gosh, none of you guys would have known her. She used to run the masquerade. She was the manager for years.
Okay.
And I didn't know her at the time because I didn't work there yet. But Barbie walks up to me and she's like, "Hey, how much are we charging for shirts or something like that?" She asked me something about the merch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not in the she's like, "You're not the Goldfinger guy?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." And I just like kept going. And then years later I ended up working there, and telling that story is when I found out that she was literally a crack whore.
Nice.
They were like, "Oh yeah, Barbie smokes a lot of crack." And it's because of her I found out that it smells like burnt popcorn.
Yeah.
I was like, went up to the office to do count out one night, and I was like, "Did somebody burn some popcorn up here?" And I was like, "Oh,
Crack.
It's crack.
Yeah.
Crack is whack.
It is very
Yeah.
whack.
Show me the receipts for the crack.
Did she have to
All
go
right,
to the
Whitney.
woods
Oh,
with
shit.
a nail gun?
Oh, his hand.
well, they've
So-
got lots of useful construction items."
Yeah. The
Well, they're
nail
trying
gun-
to fix up the house.
Yeah.
I don't know much about nail guns, but I thought you had to have an air compressor attached to it.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. For,
Okay.
For that
Look,
kind of nail
in
gun,
the,
yeah.
in the universe that this movie takes place in, they don't have horror movies, and they have nail guns with little tiny onboard air
They're
compressors.
battery operated.
All right, fair
Now
enough.
here's Dude Buddy about to have his night even worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's
Yeah.
already got nails.
The
I like that
nail
she
gun
shot
wasn't
nails
bad
into her
enough.
face.
Now
And
it's horror guns.
it's also like he's like, "Please don't hurt me anymore. God damn it, no, please." Because he's had it so bad. And then this...
God damn, that would hurt.
Shit split.
Ow. I just can't even imagine.
It's just occurred to me I probably shouldn't have told that Barbie story, but everybody knows she's a crack whore, so
It's fine.
it's not really telling tales or anything.
Apparently, they do make a nail gun that does not require a compressor.
Oh,
that's
Mr.
fine.
Google, blowing you out of the water.
Thanks, Mr. Google.
Their fuel cell.
Turn off the recorder.
I'm done. Fuck this.
We're gonna
Okay,
have
so
to
now
go
bitch
back.
got no arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch
She's
has
like,
0 arms.
why are you hurting me?
She's
You know what? You know what we do
Stumpies.
when we find a bitch with no arms?
Put her in the cellar.
Put that bitch in the cellar.
I love this though. She's like, my
My
face
face
hurts.
hurts. How's your arms feel, bitch?
Oh my gosh.
Her arms don't feel anything because she doesn't have them.
My face hurt.
No, they still get like itchy and stuff.
Oh, yeah, phantom pains.
Yeah, yeah.
Phantom
Oh,
no.
is her name Nat? Did we just figure out
Use
her name?
Natalie.
Natalie.
I thought you said Matt.
My face hurts.
Her name's Matt.
Matt.
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs lying in front of your door?
And then
Matt.
he's just laughing like Aryan at the horribleness that's happening around him.
This
He's
is
like,
the
ah,
best
this is
comedy
awesome.
show I've ever seen.
This is so good.
The Aryan School of Comedy.
It's true.
I laugh at addiction and maiming.
Is there a crucifixion happening? I
And
need a good
stump
chuckle.
fucking an amputee.
Oh, yes.
I once made a stump fucking an amputee joke in front of a dude who his girlfriend had just had a foot amputated due to cancer. So all my point in all of this is know your audience, kids.
Yep.
Yeesh. Yikes.
Don't tell
Check, please.
Don't tell Mexican jokes at a clinic.
That's the worst line in the movie. I hate that line.
What's that?
I just don't want to become the devil's bitch. That's
That is dumb. Yeah.
That was written by like Kevin Williamson or something.
And because
like, that
honestly, this isn't the devil. This is demons. And I mean, like, I guess it's goes
it's
hand
just
in
a
hand,
bad
but-
line. It doesn't fit in with the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
It's But that's literally my only problem with the movie.
I feel like
Except
these are
for
like.
as opposed to Ryan over here who can't handle the fucking nail gun.
Hey, man, I didn't have a problem with it. I'm
At least it wasn't a little person holding it.
Oh, heightest.
Imagine a little person running after you with a nail gun.
I would turn this shit off. It's over.
Shit's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Where's me gold? Ka-choo, ka-choo, ka-choo.
I like my villains to be full size.
Oh,
Now keep it on the Evil Dead theme, do the little ashes from Army of Darkness bother you, or is that a different kind of
Ah, they have the
little...
right proportions. They're fine.
Oh,
You're a
no!
hornet.
God. It's
Wow.
a
It's
Just
proportion.
got
We
even
thought it was right
darker.
this whole
Yeah.
time. He doesn't
Proportion.
hate short people. He hates
You
misproportions.
hate proportional. It's just so do like Tyrannosaurus Rexes bother you
Yes.
with their little
Yes.
tiny
Very
arms?
much.
He
Very much.
hates anything with T-Rex.
Anything that can't put its own hat on.
I don't like
Anything that can't wipe its own ass.
Yeah,
I
That's
like
a
that.
problem with
pretty
it.
much. Yeah.
So it's not just little people. It's also bodybuilders.
anything
with big
that
A
arms.
can't-
T-Rex in a fedora would piss me off really bad.
Anything that can't
Because
wipe
you'd be
its
like,
own
You
ass.
can't say milady.
Milady.
So-
Milady.
So like Don Vito.
Yeah, he's very misproportioned.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love
People of every
proportions.
size.
Of all
Just-
proportions.
Of course you do. We're
It's
just
a
messing-
joke.
We're just playing here, people. Just
Uh-huh.
just having a fool around.
Tomfoolery.
That's right.
I'm
That's
going to build
awesome.
a thing. This is
Don't
totally
say-
how...
He's building an AED. Yeah.
Well, and what I like about this is it's kind of it's a different take because in the first movie we get that scene is about him building something to kill with, and this guy's building something to try and like save his sister with.
Yeah.
Like it's the same shot but a different intention. I think that's pretty cool.
I think the idea, like, realistically, I like the idea of, like, it's like you can burn her, you can bury her, whatever, but, like, I like the fact that he's like, well, maybe I can bury her and then bring her back. Like, that's a cool concept that they've never really touched on.
He won't give up on her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Because he could have easily just burned down the place.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
He's like,
I
maybe
think
I
it's
can
a cool
Frankenstein
story
this shit.
point.
And I guess the burying her is the only one that could possibly have a coming
Bring it
back
back, yeah.
option.
Yeah.
and not like
I mean, if you cut the bitch's head off,
skin
she's
off.
done.
How slick was that?
That scene right there,
It's gone.
Yeah, box cutter's there and then it's gone.
That's that uneven tension building that they've been doing.
Yeah, there's two scenes like that. This one, and I love the one where you see her in the cellar and she's really far away, and like right at the last second, the door shuts and the door's slamming open, like she just ran right up to it. Like apparently she has super speed.
Yeah.
She's got demon speed.
Yes.
Demon speed! Demon speed! Yeah! It's the mouth of my rule! I don't know the words to any Rob Zombie, White Zombie songs.
No one does.
I just know they're all
the chorus,
nonsense.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm a hat and some boots from a demon, then there's a lizard in my pants, then I got a chain and I put it on top of my house. Yeah.
As long as you end it with
It is 100% likely that those are the real words.
Wilson's gonna love this episode.
Yep.
It's his favorite.
He won't even listen to this one, I'm sure. Because I'm sure he hates
He's
this
like,
movie.
oh fuck, this cabin's got a hot tub.
It's the first time we've seen one float, too.
Yeah. That was great. It looked amazing.
Yes. Got the dead eye straight.
It gives you everything. It just doesn't do any of it when or how you expect it.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Right in the hot tub.
Like, it gives you all the classic Evil Dead tropes, but in a weird, fucked up way that you, like, couldn't see coming from a mile away.
Well, and also, once they're possessed in this one, like, it's still gore, it's still blood, it's still nasty, whereas the first one, like, once they were turned into demons, they bled, like, pink oatmeal or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, it was a different... And, look, I fucking love that movie and always will.
Yeah.
But this is just a different level of horrific body horror shit. And meanwhile,
he's back.
This motherfucker, this tough as nails son of a... Tough as the nails in his arm son of a bitch.
But a box cutter to take him down.
Who's the MVP of Evil Dead 2013? Eric.
Eric
is the fucking
He's
MVP.
tougher than a $2 steak.
Yes.
By God, somebody stop the damn match.
He's got a family. Stone cold.
Now, Eric
like,
has
are you
been
okay?
stabbed.
Yeah, that box cutter fucked him up.
He's been stabbed.
Oh, no.
Shot.
Yeah, Eric's been stabbed in the face with a needle. He's been shot with a nail gun.
Multiple times.
Yeah, so now his friend is going to shove him into the water and drown him.
It's a bleeding death.
I like to, just before this, he's like, hey, are you okay?
You alright? Hey, man.
You good?
And then he's just like, well, sorry, buddy. Bloom.
Yeah.
Go play Submarine.
Yeah.
I like that the flashlight
You know what
got
you need, a
infinitely
bath.
brighter right there.
Yeah, it's a nice... There's so many angles in this that captured these weird... Like, almost off-putting, because nobody likes a bright light shining in your face, but for the scene,
it works.
Yeah.
It's this odd thing that just throws you off again, which is... Everything in this movie is just about throwing off.
That's what's so cool, because the whole movie takes place in one location, but they keep it interesting the entire movie.
Well, and they definitely stuck with the there's no way all of this fit into this little cabin.
Yeah.
theme.
Oh, yeah. This cabin has many, many rooms.
This is the Tim Burton scene.
Yeah.
Straight out of, like, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Yep. Very much.
If you're being buried in a pretty red dress, you're either in Evil Dead or a Tim Burton movie.
Yep.
And now I kind of want to see...
I do wish he did the cross with the light. I do kind of wish.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a little...
Oh!
Oh, shit. He's got a Ziploc bag on her
David
head.
never got that blowjob.
I kind of also wish he was like, hey, you got something on your face. She's like, what?
Oh, boy, that would have... What if it just taken a left turn, right here, and everything just got really wacky?
Silly, yeah.
Then they could have just played Raining Blood.
Yeah.
When it started. They were like, oh, shit. It's just kicked in.
I wish they played some Rob Zombie. Yeah!
Head in a plastic bag, buried in the ground. Put some dirt on my face. Yeah! egghead, yeah, motherfucker.
Demon camping.
I like how Sean comes in to kill the joke at the end every single time.
He's like,
Every time.
this almost reached his peak.
It's just enough time for it to die, and then Sean jumps in and fucking hits it with a shovel. And everybody's silent for like 8 seconds, and they're like, all right, can we move on now? We're done.
Giving you all the finger.
I think that's implied.
For the listeners at home, Sean giving us the finger.
Like he says something, everybody just looks at him.
That's right, Sean. Those are words.
That's my superpower.
Hashtag,
killer.
hashtag that's so rad, Ranger.
He has never seen a dead horse he hasn't kicked.
I try to beat the shit out of it.
By God, that horse has a family.
I like that everybody accepted that it was just the atmosphere of the movie, their heart beating, and not that he's like literally able to hear her heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the fire going out is when he's like, it's over.
Right. And again, this is, just like the car key thing, like, at this point you just accept
Take some
that,
shortcuts.
okay, it's enough
Yeah.
time. We don't want to literally sit here and him be like, all right, well, I timed it out to where it's this much time. No,
Yeah.
we gotta keep going,
Keep it
motherfucker.
going.
The human heart requires exactly this many.
Yeah,
Also,
right.
It's a really good thing he didn't bash her in the skull with the shovel while he was digging her up.
Yeah, that was some frantic digging for having your...
And
your
she was only like a
lead.
couple feet down.
Yeah.
She was in a shallow grave.
But it's okay.
Now he's doing some stuff that works in movies.
I did not see that he actually had soldered the wires to the needles.
Which
Yes.
is pretty badass.
He is jamming wire-covered needles into her heart, which are hooked to a car
Look,
battery.
We've all seen Frankenstein. We know this
Yeah.
shit works.
Electricity brings people back to life. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Science.
It's a fact.
I'm gonna say, okay.
That's science faction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not science fiction.
I won't be that guy that says that's not how that works.
You'd be wrong.
Yeah.
If you were.
Yeah. Because that's obviously how it works. Because it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, she
It is
came back.
Truth.
I'll tell you right now, if any of you drop dead, I would just drag you to one of these outlets and stick your finger in it. It would
Please,
totally...
God.
Hold this door.
But also,
You're like, well, I'm good. But I would put a rubber sheet under you first because you would probably poo and pee.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fact.
So,
Fact. Poop
And,
out.
be conductive.
yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you got your rubber shoes on.
I'd put
And
on
now-
some galoshes first.
Her face was all fucked up, and now it's fixed.
But that's a classic Evil Dead trope.
Yeah,
because, like
that's a
Ash
thing.
gets possessed in Evil Dead 2, and he's all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever the demon leaves his body, he's normal again.
Yeah.
It's not,
Like,
it's not
that's
even,
a classic-
even though it was...
it's not even Evil Dead, but just demons in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also,
Yeah, that's supernatural.
Yeah.
That's-
on that vein, is she now cured of her heroin addiction?
Yes.
I
Because
mean,
all her other shit was fixed, like her burns and everything.
Her
She's gonna go
chlamydia
back
cleared
to-
up.
Well,
Yeah.
but all of that happened after the initial possession,
Yeah.
so I don't know that it would include the
is it,
addiction.
yeah, that's a
That's
good
true.
question. Is
Yeah.
it only the injuries that happen after the possession that get cured, or is she just fucking? Like,
I
square?
think it resets her to where she
Right
was
before
right
she got
before she
possessed.
got
Yeah.
possessed.
Yeah.
So now
I
she's got to
agree
go
with that.
through like DTs again.
Well, I don't know. She's got to go through whatever's left of her
Yeah.
Yeah.
DTs, I guess. It was so horrible. Man, you're not kidding.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all over now. Is it?
Well, that's why, like, all this ends, and you think she's like, fuck it, I'll just go back to heroin.
You know what's better than demon possession? Heroin.
Yeah.
I also
Oh,
like...
and she's putting on goddamn boots with no socks.
This
is
annoys-
the part
that's
of the movie
pretty
that I
gross.
can't handle.
That's your
annoys
that's your
Cole.
gross out
This
scene.
puts the
Yes,
cola on
that's
the
my
edge.
gross out scene. Wearing boots with no socks.
It's like,
and their feet are dirty.
you go through all this, and you're like, I need to reward myself with heroin.
And then 3 days later, she dies of an overdose. And it was all for nothing
Yeah.
All for naught.
because now her friends aren't around to save her.
I noticed, too,
Oh, that's
when
right.
When it pans back, you see dude's, like, shadow right there.
Yeah. It's totally
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, can't be killed.
Oh, stabs him with freaking wire cutters too.
That's
Like,
intense.
fucked up.
Not
Yeah.
a stabby thing.
That's gonna
No.
leave a big hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, David.
I don't know if duct tape will patch that up.
Nah. It'd be awesome if he reached for the duct tape, started taping up his neck.
But then he's like, "Oh, I taped it too tight, suffocate."
You gotta need more than stitches to patch that leak up.
That dude's a creepy deadite.
Which is where all those spools of thread could have come in handy.
Yeah.
I bet there's a deleted scene.
That would be amazing.
There's like a quick cut to the thread.
Yeah.
Shoom.
Did you just say delete?
No, I did not. No, because we're gonna have Sean up in here doing the wrong
Yeah, he'll be doing
gesture.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. Guys named Arian.
Hey, it's just audio. No video.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Nobody can see me peeing.
I like all the false finishes in this movie though, because like we get two parts where it distinctly feels like it's gonna when he's getting ready to burn the cabin down, it kind of feels like, wow, this could be it.
Yeah.
And then when they're outside, it really feels like okay.
Yeah.
All the false finishes is like John Cena versus The Rock the first time.
That's exactly right.
It's over. No, it's not.
And the movie keeps kicking out.
Yeah.
Because not
Unfortunately,
one,
though, we didn't get a
one
follow.
rock bottom is not going to finish off John Cena.
No.
That's
No.
just crazy talk.
Yeah, that is crazy talk.
But remember when they did?
Yeah, seriously. There was once upon a time finishers. Well, they're called that for a reason.
Yeah.
So now,
annoys
Yeah,
the
it's
shit
like
out
my
of me.
brother's dead.
Whatever.
yeah, David has turned
Apparently, I
himself
turned
and
into Jim
Eric out of the
Cornette
game.
when I wasn't looking.
David and Eric.
Yeah, watch out for that.
And now she's like, "Oh wow, my poor brother, I'm gonna leave."
Every time I see this movie, even though I've seen it at least 10 times now, I'm waiting for the cabin to explode.
Yeah.
For some reason, my brain is positive that it's going to explode.
Like it should have exploded. She should have flew back.
Yes, exactly.
Or walked away without looking at it.
Yeah, well, maybe not that.
Yeah.
And now what's happening?
Here it comes.
Slayer.
It's raining blood.
I don't know why my version has a kazoo in it. Yeah. All right. So
That's also
it
a
just
tiny
got
cabin.
so it just got bad ass up in here.
Yeah.
And now we'll all remember that the book said once it collects 5 souls,
Yeah.
the really bad shit comes
Yes,
out.
the neuter demon.
Yeah, the really bad shit is coming out right now.
Because look, this thing has no. It doesn't have any parts.
Yeah, it's got no gender.
It doesn't even have a butt crack,
No.
It's just there.
which I don't know how it
I don't
poops.
trust
Demons
any-
don't have to poop.
I don't trust anyone.
Well, that demon earlier pooped out of its
So,
mouth.
like,
That's true.
So which bathroom is this genderless demon going to use?
Anyone it wants in Target.
Yeah.
This demon can go to Target and go anywhere it pleases.
But would it need to? 'cause
I
it
love
doesn't have
that.
a
Yeah.
Oh, that burning effect is
Yeah.
so good. And,
Yeah.
and I didn't notice it until we watched it that last time, but that handprint is, I mean, it's thick, like makeup
Yeah.
effect on her leg
That's
through the rest of
awesome.
the movie. I didn't really, it's not that I didn't think anything was there, it's just I never really looked for it before.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, there's a lot, there's a
Yeah.
lot to take in
Yeah.
with Evil Dead
It is
2013.
literally raining blood.
Yes.
So I went to Halloween Horror Nights and they recreated this fucking movie in a haunted house, and they actually had the raining blood scene, and it was the most badass
amazing.
metal shit. I was like, can I just hang out here and like drink beer? But they wouldn't let me. they weren't cool with that.
Now, how was the
Hell outta
raining
here.
blood working?
Yeah, is
were
there
you
a bar in here?
Were you like walking
so-
by it, or what?
Yeah,
kind
so
of-
they had the cabin out in the distance, and it was on fire, and which like fake like flame effects.
Yeah.
And there was like Mia with the chainsaw doing the face fucking thing, and there was like it was actual like water dripping down on you, but they have red lights, so it looked like blood.
Nice.
It was fucking awesome. I was like, this is fucking badass. And that year they had this one, and right next door to it was the Cabin in the Woods haunted house.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
fuck.
which they recreated. You know the end scene where everything breaks out at the
Yeah.
end. They did that.
Oh my god.
All of that shit was happening at the end,
Man,
I
and you're
really
just
wish I was
walking
there.
through it, and you're like, wow, this is fucking insane.
that's amazing. I wonder why they did this
Boom.
bit. The only reason to do the bit with the cap was for that shot.
Yeah.
Which is very, very Evil Dead, because it's not like she runs out of gas at any point.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't become a problem.
And I
So
think
that
when
was
she-
literally just to get that reveal shot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
roll, neuter demon.
This fucking scene
Oh,
is
yeah.
really effective.
Oh, yeah, this
it's
is
a rough
horrible.
one.
So tense. And then the slow pulling back the blade.
Yeah.
Oh, stab.
Well, you can actually. Oh well, I'll say.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Blade coming through.
And
you can actually hear the blade scraping the bone.
yeah, yeah. And it's
Right
funny
on top of the knee. Fuck.
because
Oh, shit.
this is one of those
Right in the arm.
movies that gets better because you know what's coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it makes it even worse.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because we just watched this.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
still
It's still.
totally, yeah.
My butt's clenching in advance.
I love this movie.
Oh,
Well, you're not going to get any dicks in your backyard that way. So, tip for the bears out there, don't show Sean a horror movie before your date.
Oh, God.
Oh my
That's
god.
no way to get Red Ranger's goodies. So yeah, look at this creepy,
Yeah, totally genderless.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very flat.
Not that there's anything wrong with
Well,
demons
I guess
without a gender.
I guess it's technically without any sort of sexual biological.
Oh, no leg. You can no leg.
And now no leg.
No genitals and no leg.
Legless, genderless bitch.
Well, you know what she needs to do now.
Put that bitch
Put that bitch in the cellar.
Oh no! The old Jeep on the wrist.
Yeah, the only one
Gets them every time.
Every time. Same.
Oh, look at that stringy fucking flesh just
The effects
pulling.
are so fucking good.
Yeah.
It really, really.
Well, I can't
are.
even fathom what that would feel like.
It was
It would feel bad. I'm gonna go with bad.
for $500, Alex.
I'd like to see things that hurt for $1,000.
Unpleasant.
I don't think you would just be cool after.
Well, but she's already been through so much.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
adrenaline is so high.
I'm assuming that
Yeah.
in the context of this demon possession,
But-
she remembers everything that's happened.
That's
to her.
some neat shots.
Like she was conscious throughout of what this demon was doing.
I mean, there's just like-
my
God,
Every time I watch
Hanging.
this, there's still a couple points where I gotta look away.
Bones frailing.
That's gonna fuck. I'm not gonna be able to eat Arby's
Phase
for a
deep.
while.
Oh,
I'm
man,
so hungry,
I can eat Arby's.
It'll be fine. I'll just stick it in my
Probably
armpit. It'll be okay.
The most awesome scene ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
This one is kind of hot,
This is
actually.
fucking metal as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here it comes. I'll feast on your soul. Feast on
Feast
this
on
bitch.
this.
Yeah.
Bitch. With their stump jammed in.
Yep. Stick
Ah,
fuck your face.
man, that's
Yeah.
so badass.
Oh, yes.
It's a big
That's
practical
fucking
dummy
badass.
that
Yep.
they had on
So
set happening for real
fucking
with
gorgeous.
fucking
Oh,
guys.
look at that
Yeah.
scene.
Oh,
Look at that
die,
shot.
bitch.
That's
so
incredible.
fucking intense.
Right down your
Yes.
genderless
I-
spine.
Oh, and this is the best part. You guys wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it.
With the face twitch?
Yeah. Right there.
Oh,
The
yeah.
eye fucking blinks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good. That's good.
And that scene right there. Now, granted, the whole rest of the movie's badass, but that scene right there is why I do not understand how people could not like this movie anyway.
Yeah.
Like, look at what just happened. And the thing is, it didn't happen quick. She didn't just go brrr.
Yeah.
They
She was
sat on
fucking-
that
yeah.
shit
Yeah,
for a
shit.
minute.
Yeah.
Chainsaw
Oh,
face fuck.
man.
Well, and like in the haunt, they actually just had the dummy sitting there with the hole cut in it, and she was just like running the chainsaw up and down.
Oh, there was actually like an actress.
yeah, and there's
like,
an actress just
oh,
like it was
man.
Mia, and she was like, ah, like just screaming.
I figured the whole thing was an animatronic that was just there.
No, they used a lot of actors.
Oh,
and
man.
they tried to get actors that actually look the part.
Right.
Like the Ash vs. Evil Dead haunt, we accidentally walked by the cast walking in, and there was like 14 Ashes walking by that
Yeah.
all kind of look like Ash. It was
Yeah.
weird.
That's
They have a lot of
hilarious.
people covered up with hoods.
Yeah, they're trying to
They
be
do an
covered up with hoods,
amazing
but
job.
they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
look like fucking Ash, and they're all walking into it. We're like,
That's
"Holy shit."
awesome.
Yeah, they do a really good job. It's almost all actors in those haunts.
All right, so we're winding down. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So let's go around and Nicole, you wanted this question, so you can start us off. What bothered you the most? What was the most horrifying thing?
Okay, so the boots without socks aside, because what person in their right mind would have dirty-ass feet and put them into boots without wearing socks?
Well,
that's
where's she going to get socks at?
Yeah.
Savages.
But
You realize
anyway,
what just happened to her?
the part that I have to look away from is the tongue on the box cutter.
Yeah.
And I am obsessed with horror movies and see really gross shit in real life, and I can't handle the tongue on the box cutter. I have to, I try to look, but I have to kind of, flinch away for that one. That one gets me. That's rough.
For me, I'm going to go ahead just so I get mine out there. All the stuff with the nails.
Yeah,
Because,
that's intense.
not just because I've actually had a nail go in me, and it doesn't just go.
I've actually stepped on a nail.
It doesn't.
It's not
Yeah.
fun.
It doesn't just come right out.
Yeah.
It's like there's you feel the texture of the nail. Nails aren't smooth and and the
Would
fact
hurt a lot.
yeah, they suck. And it's just relentless. She just keeps
going.
Like it's
Yeah.
not 2 or 3.
She gets David 3 times, but she gets Eric 37 times.
It's insane.
And she
And-
put 4 in herself.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, and they're all in
In
her
her
face,
face.
and they've got them built so they're all swollen up around where they went in. It's brutal. The nail stuff.
Why does my face hurt?
The nail stuff is
Killing me.
brutal.
Yes.
Let's see, Sean.
God damn, so
You,
much.
though I'll tell you, the one that when we were watching it the first time that I felt you reacted the most to was when she was thrown up in her face.
Yes, that's probably the biggest one. There's a lot.
Is there another one that?
The tongue splitting,
Yeah.
the vomit, the
Every
arm under the
scene.
Jeep,
The whole movie.
the whole fucking movie. I'm a real squeamish dude. I'm really, really bad.
So we've ruined you today.
So, I could probably go get another tattoo now and not pass out because all the adrenaline is gone.
You could get one twice as big.
I could.
You can probably last 9 to 11 minutes getting a tattoo now.
I know. I'd be set. I need to rush home and tell Jen to get her gear and be like, "Hey, put another one on."
I got a solid 9 minutes of tattooing I need done.
Ryan,
that.
what's your weak spot in this one?
There's 2 things: the needle when he's pulling it out of his
Yeah.
eye,
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
and then the crowbar splitting his hand.
yeah.
Because I'm just imagining from his point of view, seeing that and just seeing your hand get split and be like, "Oh, that sucks." Like that would be really bad.
Oh, poor Eric.
At that point, though, he's like, "I got 5 nails in me."
He probably couldn't even feel it at that
Right.
point.
Yeah,
it's
there's
still
so much
Yeah,
adrenaline.
and he has
more
like no
time.
blood in
I
his
think
body.
he
got
probably felt
35
that.
nails.
If
But
I,
also,
if I had
just
to
like
guess,
the-
he probably felt that.
It's traumatic. I would imagine.
Yeah.
I've never had my hand split open by a crowbar,
Ripping flesh.
but I
and
assume
crushing
that's
bone.
really fucking
That
dramatic.
goes both ways.
Ugh,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Arian, what was there? Did anything affect you?
Like, honestly,
It made me chuckle.
I thought that
I like the part where she peed.
yeah, like, seriously, like, the implied dog death was the worst of all of it for me, because I like animals more than people. Also, it wasn't, like, it didn't bother me, but, like, the only thing where I really went, oh, that's kind of gross, is, the reveal of, like, where her arm's still barely hanging on.
Yeah.
She says, I had to do it. I feel much better now.
Yeah.
And then it reveals the arm, and the arm just...
Yeah.
I was just like, that's kind of gross. Which I guess is like Sean
That's kinda
Harvey.
gross.
Right.
That's kind of gross.
And finally, sexy special guest, Derek. What got you?
If I had to pick one, honestly, like the gore scenes, like I was never like, oh god, that's too much. If I had to pick one, it'd be the crowbar,
Yeah.
for sure. But there was more of just the creepiness of the vibe and stuff freaked me out more than any scene.
The fact that they were all fucked.
Like,
Yeah,
couldn't-
or like,
yeah,
like
that it was-
certain scenes with the faces and the eyes and
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
up from the cellar, like creepy vibes like that got me more than the actual.
yeah, like
gore.
There's
the,
so many great
the
shots
thing
in
where
this
like
movie.
she turns, like Olivia turns around and you see like she's sawing off like,
Yeah.
the bottom part of her face with like a jagged piece of glass. That's kind of creepy to me. Like atmospheric stuff. Like honestly, the scene in Zodiac where he's in the dude's basement, like the film projector guy's basement, and like he's starting to realize this might be the Zodiac killer. It's like a very tense thing. That's more freaky to me than anything I saw in this movie. But, different strokes.
Yeah, no. Normally, gore doesn't freak me out at all.
Yeah.
But I just got weird stuff with, like, eyes and teeth and tongues and stuff like that kind of. So
well, like, they definitely, like, it's not like I'm saying this was unimpressive. Like, they definitely went for it.
It's not it, it's you.
Yeah, no, I'm like, whatever that is for other people, I just don't have anymore.
All right, well, let's go around and, Red
I liked
Ranger...
it.
Red Ranger, where can we find you online?
Instagram, the Red Ranger. Twitter, that I don't ever do anything with, the Red Ranger. Rad Ranger. Is it rad with Rad Ranger and Ryan? The
What?
Radcast every 2 weeks.
Hashtag every
There's a lot of
2
R's
weeks.
in there.
2 weeks. All the R's.
It has a different name now?
Yeah, kind of.
Is it rad? Is that the new name?
Is it rad?
Is it rad? I'll tell you what. It's in the theme song.
Yeah.
Is it every 2 weeks?
Does it?
It has been.
Does it
Has been.
float? I'm gonna bring that back.
Oh, here's the spoken word
Yeah.
from Bruce Campbell or from Ashley J. Williams that panned out to nothing except for a TV show that's been more good than bad, but that's another episode. Arian, where can we find you online?
The Instagrams, you can find me on at Such a Lazy Man, and like I said, mostly just pictures of my pets and occasionally the foods. And that's pretty much my life.
Battle Cougar, what are you up to?
You can catch my podcast if you'd like. Caught Dead Watching. Me and Son of Celluloid, Nathan Hamilton, talk about.
Love Nathan Hamilton.
We talk about shitty movies. Our latest episode is Texas Chainsaw 4: The Next Generation.
It
Catch that.
sounded like you said sexist chainsaw.
The sexist chainsaw.
It's a different episode where ladies just sit around and talk about how sexist horror movies are. No, actually,
That would be a really popular podcast. You should start that.
You find me at Battle Cougar on Instagram and Twitter. I'm a terrible Twitterer, but I'm trying. And listen to my podcast.
And finally, I'm gonna treat you guys as one unit.
Yeah.
Casket Creatures. You've got a lot happening.
Yeah.
We have a new music video. We have
New album.
We got some tour dates. We got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah. You can find us on everything. Just search Cast Creatures.
We're worth a Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should put that on a
Just
shirt.
don't. You can type it in Google, but don't go to images.
Yeah.
Put your safe search on.
Yeah. May 19th, new CD.
Yep. Oh, and when's this coming out?
This is going to come out on 4/20.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you'll miss our Friday the 13th show. So, in your face.
So it doesn't matter.
Sad.
All right, we're done. Woo! We had so much fun on that one, and we did it. Let me know what you think, quality-wise. I'm very happy and proud of that one. That's a great one. Oh, man. I'm tired, you guys. I had a big weekend, and then had to work, and then got some kind of sinus infection or cold. I guess it's not a sinus infection because it probably wouldn't have gone away at all, which it has some. Not totally. I'm still struggling a little bit, but I feel much better now than I did yesterday when I woke up. Man, tired, you guys. Tired. I'm always tired. I feel like I say that every episode, don't I? It's because I do a lot. Make a lot of things happen. I work hard for my money, and I also work hard for not getting any money. NeedlessThingsPodcast.com. Go check out all the articles on there and buy some stuff through the Amazon link. Check out the Casket Creatures, obviously. Check out the Mystery Men, MysteryMenOfSurf.com, LaceXoflex.com, Rad Rangers, whatever the fuck his podcast is called this week, podcast. What else? Such a Lazy Man on Instagram. Lots of cute dog pictures. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the Caught Dead Watching podcast, which I probably should have put a spot for in this episode. I need to ask them for another commercial spot to put in my episodes. But go check out Caught Dead Watching. It is, I think it's also on Podbean, but I mean, you know how it works. Google, Caught Dead Watching, do it. Listen to last week's episode about Yama Song, March of the Hollows. You missed the Atlanta premiere. Or you were there, I don't know. I couldn't make it because of my busy weekend, but check that out. I love you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Needless Things podcast. You're the best. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Downcast, or in the ears of a Trader Vic's employee. Love you. Mean it. Uh-huh.